Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a match between AsIBreathe and a barcode player here on Beckett Industries. This is a master level replay dumped into my Discord server. He says, not sure what this would be counted as. It's a Master League replay, but this is the most dumpster fire ladder game in existence. That you would think it is actually bronze. So, let's go ahead and see what he means by that. Top right, we have AsIBreathe, a red Protoss player. And in the bottom left, it is a blue Terran. It is Barcode. Alright, I like Masters level games because it's high level stuff. The player's macro is good, the micro is good, but it's not always the same stuff. Right? Professional games, it's like, okay, we're going to go macro, we're going to proxy. Right, it's going to be the same build 90% of the time. Sometimes we see some cannon rushing, sometimes we see some crazy stuff. But for the most part, look at this proxy. Alright, so got a barracks coming up at home, but guess what? Also one over here. Now, can AsIBreathe recognize this is happening is the question. Right? Because he got your barracks, and it looks like it's a pretty solid standard timing. Did he cut? He cut a couple SCVs to make this happen. Then the other SCV comes off the line, and I don't think AsIBreathe really has... He might notice there's a couple SCVs missing, but I don't know if it's enough for him to check for proxies. Like, I'm not sure this is high enough level that he recognized that's what's going on. And behold, this is so good. Oh, this is why I like these. Because Masters level games have weird stuff in them, right? It's well executed for the most part. The players know what they're doing. He's recalling a probe home. Yep, that's how we do this. But check this out. Bunker coming up, the natural base is dead. There's no saving it. AsIBreathe has no attacking units at all. None. And he's going to lose this natural because this bunker came down and he had no idea what was happening. Can he hit it? Oh my gosh, he can't hit it. Like, okay, hold on. We got this. Second bunker, go. Like I said, not professional level. Obviously. Not even Grandmaster. Is this gonna... This bunker is... Oh my gosh. This reminds me of a Zerg players getting cannon rushed. Because the vision of a building is... So, oh, surprise! Oh! You couldn't hit it! That's crazy! You couldn't hit it when it was... building? When it was warping in, but you can hit it now? Okay, that's insane. This Stalker can't engage with this at all. I don't think he can save this whatsoever. We got more Marines coming across the map. These bunkers are going to be full momentarily. He's not building anything for this bunker, which I find very confusing. If you're going to try to win here, I think Marines are pretty much all you can do. I guess he's got a factory coming up back home. I guess maybe into Starport, or maybe you want to bring a siege tank up. But yeah, this is definitely a dead Nexus. So yeah, this definitely reminds me of Protoss cannon rushing a Zerg player and them losing the hatch and their very sad panda. So back at you, Protoss. Now you know how it feels. You don't have the vision on the outside and there's a barracks over here and there's two bunkers. Oh, that's sick. That is so sick. So the good news for AsIBreathe here is obviously Barcode invested a lot into this attack. Therefore, he doesn't have a natural base yet. So the fact that you don't have a natural sucks, but your opponent doesn't have a natural. So you know what? You're actually doing fine. You really are. Are we just going to salvage these bunkers and go home? I don't know how I feel about that. It looks like we're just going home. Strange. What's the follow-up, man? Medevac. Oh, Widowmine drop on the follow-up. So Barcode is all of the one base plays today. He's going for effectively a Widowmine rush, proxy bunker stuff, not expanding. You'll notice there's nothing on this production tab that indicates we're going to expand anytime soon. It's additional barracks. It's getting add-ons for factories. It's quadruple Widowmine drop attack. No Marines on this flight. It's just Widowmines. And AsIBreathe's like, what is even happening? Do you have a robo? No. You're working on Blink? That's nice. Dude, if this flies right over those Stalkers and dies, I'm going to laugh so hard. I'm just going to laugh and laugh and laugh. But seems to be taking an angle. Just blind, mind you. There's no vision whatsoever. He's just blind moving in here, hoping the Stalkers aren't in his flight path. And then here we go. 1, 2, 3. Picking one of them up. Couple probes die. 2. Oh. Bro. Fire. Ah! Got him. Okay, only 6 though. Does he have an he must have an armory too. Oh my gosh, he has an armory too. Make an observer. Hurry. Chrono boost it. Okay, chrono boosting it now. Alright. Oh my gosh, the probes. Just get out of there, probes. Just run. Don't come back. These haven't fired yet. Okay, so this Widow Mine dies. These guys just come down to the natural. And, oh, look at these Widow Mines. Run! Nope, dead. Okay. So that could have been worse. What was that? 6 probes dead for a medevac and 4 Widow Mines? Yeah, that's cool. Protoss is fine. A natural base actually coming up the left side. And, okay, that's a 3rd base. I guess we'll call it the natural. So double expanding while all that insanity was happening. That's very good. But Blink Stalker attack's pretty strong. Especially in the hands of somebody who's, you know, is master's level. So, let's see how this works. Do you want to blink on top of that siege tank? I guess he's going for it. No, he's blinking away. He's trying to make good trades here by blinking away. This is an overextension from Barcode. I would not come out here. You're going to die. Okay. He loses a couple Marines. Could have been worse. Backs on out. Doesn't think to check this because who's expanding here for their 3rd base? Who takes a ninja in this situation? Excellent question. Robotics Bay on the way. Maybe for Colossus. That'd be pretty good. Maybe for Disruptors. That'd be pretty good too. You know, the options are endless here, really. And by that I mean the options are not endless because there's only so much you can do. Snap. Blink Stalker's doing some work. Here. And then recalling out. Did you overextend a little bit as Protoss? Yeah. Are you getting trapped a little bit over here? Just recall home. You're fine. 3rd base coming up from AsIBreathe. Protoss players at the lower levels do forget about recall quite a bit. It's usually something we see higher level players do, and it really is very strong. So Colossus production is on the On the other side here, Terran's just working on medevacs, and Marines and tanks, and a landed Viking, and nothing to defend the main base against another Blink Stalker attack. So hasn't exactly learned his lesson there, particularly. Okay, got a siege tank. That's not bad. Didn't actually stim forward because stim isn't actually done. It's barely started. Oh no, Barcode. Did you forget about stim, my boy? You've got the medevacs and everything. Why don't you have stim? Pull back. There's medevac dead. Ugh. But siege tank fire, scary. So Stalkers have to get out. I'm shocked they have not accidentally wandered over here and just taken a peek as to what's going on because they're in the neighborhood. Send an observer over there real quick. Just check it, man. 3rd base for AsIBreathe is running quite nicely here. And I don't know. So the early stage of the game was definitely something. But we're kind of moving into a fairly standard little PvT here. Nice drop. Siege tank's gonna die with the Zealot Colossus combination, and you gotta get on out. Stalkers were poking the front a little bit there, but had to come back home to try to deal with this stuff. And actually, oh, very nice. Very nice. Medevac down, empty medevac, but this one's not empty at all. Almost full medevac, and an almost empty medevac, but not quite empty. Ends up falling and exploding there. Vikings on the way to deal with the Colossus. That drop was incredibly disastrous for Barcode, losing a ton of stuff there. Not everything. He does have some people heading home. You know, for example, a landed Viking that was flying in that medevac, because why not? Just because why not? At this stage, huh? 3. Alright, now we're getting crazy. Who makes 3 starports in a PvT? Are you making the battle cruisers? Is that what the plan is here today? Gateway, 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 blah, blah, blah. Charge for zealots. Okay, upgrades, good stuff. Maybe a second forge would be cool, but one's fine, I suppose. Better than no upgrades at all. That's been my mantra for a very long time. And, another medevac dies. If you lose 6 medevacs in the first 10 minutes of a game, you're not having a good day. It's a pretty bad day, actually. 4th base here from Barcode, but AsIBreathe thinks that it's his 3rd. He could go kill it if he checked, but sometimes map awareness at Master's level is not exactly good enough to check this sort of thing. As we're seeing here, out of AsIBreathe, he's kind of getting snuck up on here quite a bit. Which, you know, it happens. It happens quite a bit, right? You get ninja'd, bad times. One of my... Whoa, I played a game back in Heart of the Swarm, I think, where it was 1v1. And hey, look, we did check this. And I just played against a Terran who expanded like 6 times before he attacked at all. And I was expecting harassment and expecting an attack, and nothing came, and I was like, what? I was on 3 bases, and he was on 6, and then I just died. It was amazingly demoralizing, and I remember it to this day. So AsIBreathe has 4 bases. He thinks he's got the Terran stuck on 2 bases, but that's not true, because Sneaky Ninja Base is alive. I love that he didn't even planetary it. He orbitaled this thing. He's like, if it gets discovered, it's gonna die. I might as well get as much economic advantage from it as I possibly can. So Archon's coming in. Is it mass Banshee? Is that what these starports are for? Is Banshees? Banshee and Viking. We're going Sky Terran. But not Battlecruiser Sky Terran. It's Banshee Viking Sky Terran. How much is there that can shoot up, you ask? Well, there's 11 Stalkers and 3 Archons and a Sentry. It's pretty good. Oh, and Hyperflight Rotors. Okay, yeah, this is bananas. Like, yeah, fair enough. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy ladder game. This Terran is doing some things. Doing some things. APM's around 100 on average. You know, not fast, but you know what? You don't have to play fast to play crazy. And crazy is hard for players on the ladder to deal with because they don't know. They don't know what to do against crazy. They know how to play a standard PvT. They have all the answers for that. But when it gets crazy, then suddenly you don't know what to do. It's 5 more Banshees with Cloak on the way, getting +1 air weapons, getting that Hyperflight. We're kind of far away from Hyperflight. It takes a while to build. It is not a super fast upgrade. Where is it upgrading? Over here. Yeah, look at this. Poke, 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 poke. It's like waiting for a Spire to build. Forever. Checking this. Ah, he checks it. Did he know? Nah, he just sent Zealots up here because. So now Barcode's on 2 base, and now Barcode is in an immense amount of trouble. Like, all of the troubles here. He is officially on 2 bases. He's got a couple more command centers, but I don't know where he lands them. Because army value is 109 to 76, and you don't have the Hyperflight Rotor yet. You do have the Cloak, but there are observers out. By then, I mean there's 1 observer with the army of AsIBreathe right now. I haven't seen this skin in a while. Is the Purifier skin for Protoss? I like it a lot. Their super duper shiny little claws there are fantastic. Yeah, I mean the Colossus are obviously the robot skin too, the Purifier skin as well. We're just going? No. We're gonna Disruptor hit you at your front though. Hyperflight Rotor is done. The Banshees are here. We've got 13 of them. And we're making... Oh my gosh. I mean, this is... Sure! Oh, Cybercore dies, so you can't make more Stalkers for the time being. And if you kill... No more observers either. Holy crap and Zola. I don't even... Alright, so everybody's dying. Everybody's dying. The Banshees are just abusing the fact they can come. They just depowered. What are Nartosis Pylon? That was like 5 warp gates that got depowered there. Several more warp gates getting depowered. Nobody expects the mass-cloaked Banshee with Hyperflight Rotor Inquisition. Nobody does. That's it. They're just casually killing, not really target firing anymore. AsIBreathe is like, my production has been removed. Archon dead. Archon. Okay, hang on. The Archon's getting some splash damage here, plus the Guardian Shield is up. That helps against incoming damage. And the Banshees all do die. These ones do, but guess what? There are 10 more back home. Or, why would they be back home? They're out here killing your Disruptors. Because of course they are. Disruptors is getting obliterated here. Immortal dying. They've got +1. Are they working on plus more attacks? Absolutely not. It's Sky Terran. Sky Terran. I mean, honest to good. Okay, Stalker's wandering into Liberators and dying. Even with shield battery overcharge, that's a huge hit. Yeah, Cannon's dead, Probe's dead. Is Barcode gonna win this game with his extremely crazy Cloak Banshee with Hyperflight Rotor Tech Switch that nobody sees coming because who's dumb enough to try this? Alright, we got more Stalkers here. We're gonna try to fight it. Pull back to the Liberators. Pull back to the... If they want to fight inside the Liberators, they can. The saving grace here for AsIBreathe is he has a couple mining bases. I guess Barcode does too, and he's retaking... Well, he's taking this 3rd base, retaking his ninja. Yeah, this is a dumpster fire of a game. This is like something that Florencio would do. A little Florencio-esque. Zealots making sure this base doesn't survive, because again, it's not a planetary. This is probably the one thing that AsIBreathe can afford to lose. He's okay with that dying. It's not any source of income for him. It kind of sucks, but it's cool. Archon's good against Banshees, but outranged heavily. Archons are tanky and they hit hard, but their weakness is range. If you have something that can hit him from a distance, they're not going to be as good. Yeah, just killing pylons over here. Trying to build... Oh, you're trying to build a new robo, huh? How about I take some pot shots at it? Look at this kiting. This is not bad. He is making a battle cruiser. Wait, no, keep kiting, though. Oh, Banshees are so flimsy. They're good. And that's the thing. They're fast, they can fly, they can attack air to ground, and what balances them is that they're flimsy. They're just like Mutalisks that way. So Barcode's got about 2,000 minerals in the bank and no gas at all. He's not fully saturating the refineries here at this 3rd base, which is an issue. Not fully saturating them at this base either. I don't... Why? Like, why would you... There he is. He's starting to resaturate. Working on more battle cruisers here, but it seems like AsIBreathe is kind of recovered, right? He's got a new cybernetics core. He's repowered all of his warp gates. He's got a robotics facility. He just has a better army composition. It turns out that +3 Stalkers are good against most things that can fly. If not literally everything that can fly, because they do bonus damage to armored especially. So they're good against battle cruisers. They're good against broodlords. They're good against corruptors. They're good against carriers. I mean, Stalker is just an all-around pretty darn good unit. That base dies if this goes down. But AsIBreathe decides he needs to go home because a typical ground attack with no medevacs at all. What are you talking about? Yeah, the Banshee's trying to maybe attack from the backside a little bit. And you know what? It worked. It distracted AsIBreathe to come down this way and take down this planetary. But this is the remaining source of income for Barcode. This is it. Like, he's got his natural base, but it's mining out very quickly. He's got a base on the right side that's not doing anything at all. Marines are getting cleared out by Zealots, though. The Zealots are taking personal exception to this base getting killed, and they've got some pretty darn good upgrades, too. +3 attack, +2 armor. +1 on the shields to boot. Yeah, no reason to attack into this choke. If you just starve the Terran out, you're fine. It's great. Income right now is, you know, about double for AsIBreathe compared to what Barcode's rolling with. Surprised it's that high, but I guess... I don't know, it's got a bunch of probes here, and... yeah, AsIBreathe doing a better job finding these little ninjas that Barcode keeps tossing up. Barcode's only at 23 SCVs, and let's just count that again because now he's at 15. And he's like, oh, there were some SCVs coming from that direction. That means there's probably a base here. Yeah. All right, so Barcode's just getting strangled economically. AsIBreathe came up behind him and just put a rope around his neck. Desperation battle cruiser jump. I'm not even sure what we're supposed to be killing here. Oh, we've got 5 of them, though. All right. So the Stalkers do recall home, and look at how fast they kill. Battle cruiser down. Battle cruiser down. They die so fast. Stalkers bonus damage versus armored. Extremely good. I mean, maybe just go? I don't know. Oh my gosh, there's another Banshee hit squad. So AsIBreathe does lose the 12 o'clock Nexus here. But they're fighting Stalkers, which is always a bad thing. They're not being controlled whatsoever, which means they're dead. Banshees need to be controlled at all times. They're like Mutalisks. And he did just go for it. All right, so he just face smashes his way in here. And it works out altogether. So that's your GG. Yeah, what a... what an absolutely crazy game. I love Masters. I love Masters so much. That's your GG, though. I mean, look, Barcode's got some floating bases and some battle cruisers over here because they jumped. That's not going to work out in the end for you, buddy. He's lifting all his buildings because Terran just can't lose gracefully sometimes. And he's going to force AsIBreathe to chase him down, and maybe that's part of the dumpster fire ladder game. I guess he just called it a dumpster ladder game, not a dumpster fire ladder game? These dumpsters are inherently bad, right? Garbage. Is dumpster a purely American term? Like when I say dumpster fire, do you call them dumpsters in other English-speaking countries? I bet Canada does. I have a feeling like English people in England call them bins, though. That's what Harry Potter has taught me anyway. It's the bins. It's not dumpsters, they're bins. It's a more British-sounding word anyway, isn't it? Alright, man. Look, Barcode. You started this game off with a bunker rush of your opponent's natural, which you got. Congratulations. Then you went into a crazy Hyperflight Rotor Banshee attack that did a ton of damage. And then into battle cruisers, which was actually kind of fun too. But in the end, Standard kind of wins out, and we see why Standard is played. Remember I was complaining about Standard earlier in the cast? Well, the reason Standard is because it's good. Because if you do crazy stuff, then sometimes it gets easily beaten by just someone doing a regular combination of Stalker, Archon, Immortal, right? Zealots. Zealots are in there too. So he's got... Alright. Speeding this one up. Because AsIBreathe doesn't know where Barcode is. He found him with some Void Rays. But the Void Rays died. You're gonna need more than that. So he gets more Void Rays. Look at this lava down here. It's kind of cool. On ×4 speed, the little lava bursts are fast. They're just little temporary bursts. AsIBreathe expanding everywhere. Oh, and he left. He didn't make him play a game of hunt down all of my buildings. Man. Absolutely incredible stuff. That was fun. That was honestly a fun game. Thank you for sending that in, AsIBreathe. Really do appreciate it. That was a very, very fun game. 76 SCVs died, 68 probes died, 4 Nexuses died. How many Banshees? 34. 34 Banshees died today. And how many Stalkers? 44. Gave as good as they got, I feel like. That, man, playing non-standard at a master level. Hard to win with it, but if you can, you'd probably feel good. 27,000 resources lost by the Protoss and 36,000 resources lost by the Terran player. And hats off to this Terran player, man. Trying stuff out on ladder. Keep doing that. Keep trying to shift the meta. Alright, so that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.